And with this smoke comes the first match of Group B in the tournament. As always, it's me, Yusuf Rogers, here with my partner Alex Angel. And we kick it off with the glorious one, Bobby Roode.
Yes, kicking off Reebok action in our second week here at the tournament. You'll have to remind me, I don't remember who has who in this match.
Well, I can officially confirm that this is a me versus you again, as I, of course, chose Bobby Roode. And what can I say? I have a lot of faith in Bobby Roode to pull through.
It's an excellent talent. Seen him kind of float around mid a bit too much, but he definitely has main event potential.
Yes. In addition, going from other companies, he is the longest Impact World Heavyweight Champion, or was. I'm unaware if there's changing that. But also one half of the longest reigning tag champs with Beer Money with James Storm. So he has the legitimacy to go a long way. I'd also just hear that crowd. Everyone singing with. Nothing better than a sing-along. I must admit, I have heard rumors of who Roode's facing today, and, well, you definitely chose well.
Yes, giving Rusev Day the push it deserves, I think. In the pick of Rusev. I took a couple big heavy picks in Rusev and Joe, I think.
Yes, you just like big guys. Not big sweaty men, just big guys. But to be fair, Rusev is one hell of an athlete. Also remember the lose one part of your name crew.
Yes, I've got a few of those in this side of the bracket as well.
For some reason. Yes, it cannot be denied that Rusev vastly underrated by WWE talent. I'm surprised he hasn't donned the blonde hair for this. You know, Kenta did.
It's one of the best selling shirts ever in the WWE.
Fighting one of the most hyped surprise debuts in NXT history.
And one of the most, I think, one of the most listened to music tracks in all the WWE history. Inglorious.
I believe that's taken by Nakamura, but yes, he's up there. Yeah, so's Rusev's. In addition, it's the only Bulgarian I know. So there you go. Lovely counter to a bulldog there by Bobby. Take advantage of the backdrop.
Roode starting out with a strong striking game, just mostly to the top of the back and the head of Rusev.
You know, I've heard a lot of things. I've heard the comparison that Bobby Roode could be the next Ric Flair. See, I think he's more of the Orton. You know, he's a bit more methodical, a bit more precise. He's got a cockiness. Go over the pin.
I mean, realistically, you could just fusion dance all of Evolution to make Bobby Roode.
That would be a pretty good fusion. Still, I can't say much against the current one half of the SmackDown Tag Champs. I should be WWE Champion.
Yeah, should be more of a lone wolf heel, honestly.
Oh yes, most absolutely.
Like, it's weird that Big Money Matt is kind of doing what Bobby Roode should be.
Yeah, or alternatively, just bring James Storm, please. Pretty please. But Bobby Roode getting a lot of counters in this match. Going for the flapjack.
That's the cover kick out.
Luckily, not a rope break.
And still making Rusev exert that energy, but Rude getting cocky and eats a kick roundhouse for it.
That is one of Roode's
Roll up.
disadvantages, but only a 1 count. Both athletes trying to end the match quickly. I think a bit too quickly. There's the spine buster.
Beautiful spine buster into the cover.
Yeah, it's one of the best in Mondo Dewey. Only a 2 count, though. I guess that's what you mean by the evolution thing, right? You got the muscles of Orton, the robe of Flair, the spine buster of Triple H.
Yeah, it's like...
We just need to fit Batista in somewhere.
I mean, we could always bring back a running gag. Butterfly suplex.
Is it by any chance to do with his appendage?
Of course.
Oh, of course. How big is Bobby's dick? I mean,
setting up.
I could. No, never mind. Well, let's focus on the thing. If he's going for it, glorious DDT. Looks like he's busted Rusev open.
Not enough.
Rusev is a resilient man.
Yeah, Rusev hanging in there. Bobby going to the top. I don't know how often we see this.
Very uncommon from Rude, but Mike tries to get big splash.
You can see that cut on Rusev's forehead. Fireman's carry. TKO.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Targeting the head still. Bobby seems to be trying to get Rusev out the entire tournament here. Penetrating a head injury.
Rusev fighting his way back. The Machka kick.
You hate to see it, but it's a beautiful thing. Going into a modified camel clutch.
Yeah, single leg camel clutch.
Rude getting out quickly, which is a pretty good idea because that'll loosen him up for the accolade if he didn't. Rude again taking advantage, reversing, bashing Rusev's head on the turnbuckle.
Looking to open up that wound further.
Jesus, this is a vicious Rude.
This has been quite the assault from Rude this match.
I mean, it's much to the credit of Rude, though. He's being very smart. He's just capitalizing.
Fisherman suplex. I think Rusev's legs were in the rope.
Yeah, about to say, could have been a rope break there. It's been 1 or 2 close calls.
We were saying the testament of the strategy of Rude. Let's not say the testament of the resiliency of Rusev to be staying in out of all of this punishment.
Oh, absolutely. This is a guy who rode a tank, and in all fairness, is a tank.
We are 5 minutes into this match now.
Yeah, Rusev is a very big, strong boy. I think he's going for it, though.
Sets it up.
Could be seeing it. Accolade! The accolade's locked in.
It's to end the match.
Rude taps.
Rude has to tap.
All credit to Rusev, still wrenching it in. And as you can see, we're moving on to the female side of Group B with your representative, or at least your first of the evening, the Southern Belle, Lacey Evans.
Yes, I've expressed in the past how I'm not the biggest fan of Lacey Evans, but she is a very good enforcer. And I think I've got a couple enforcers in Block B. And, yeah, might be a slightly different strategy here in my picks.
Yeah, I think I have my work cut out in Group B, to be honest, but yeah, I think my reps can handle it. Oh, I've got some strong contenders in it. So yes, I'm surprised you didn't remark about the nice hat.
Well, her name is Lacey Evans, and she does have a nice hat.
There we go. And bringing back the Riot Squad from a blast from the past, at least aesthetically, with Liv Morgan. Now, I'll admit, I do think a bit highly on Liv. You know, 2019 wasn't her year, but I have faith in her talents.
Okay, I believe you.
Why do I feel as though you're pressing X to doubt?
That wasn't an unnecessarily aggressive response. I don't know what you're talking about.
Totally not. The match goes underway. Lacey taking the early lead.
Going straight into an aggressive assault onto Liv Morgan.
I keep forgetting how these ladies looked in 2019. These are some very strange hairdos. I
Yeah.
do have to say that.
I feel like Lacey Evans' hair is more effort than it's worth.
Probably. Like, I don't think I'd ever see anyone in the field of athletics going for it. As in, like, running and hurdles, just to clarify.
Yeah, while we were talking, Liv taking control and just working the arm of Lacey.
I mean, that's a very good strategy. Lacey over the women's right, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the ladies' right?
It's the women's right. I mean, she
I
doesn't
got it
appear
right
to be
first time.
assaulting the right arm, so...
Very smart move if you want to capitalize, just weaken the predominant limb for your opponent's moves.
Kenny not even being able to get down for a 1 count.
I believe you're confusing Kenny with his cousin here.
No, his cousin's Marky Mark.
Oh yeah, sugars. I'm confusing the cousins. No. Lacey trying to signify that Liv Morgan is light work for her. She continues a ground and pound assault.
Mounted assault, but face buster from Liv Morgan.
Into a knee to the back.
Straight jacket.
Trying to wear down the arms again.
Japanese stranglehold. The knee in the spine just cranking. So the shoulder area and the point in the back.
Smart move there, just letting it go before Lacey could potentially reverse it and capitalize. Liv showing quite a bit of strategy in this contest. Beautiful duck of the clothesline.
Matrix onto the clothesline, low dropkick into another facebuster.
Yes, that Matrix dive, pretty much a signature for Liv. Going for the stun gun. The top rope there.
Again, driving Lacey's face straight into the mat, and who's this?
What? Why Candice LeRae?
Well, we had Johnny Gargano, who wasn't in the tournament, come out last week, and now we have Candice LeRae, who's also not in the tournament, coming out.
Why the heck? Wait a minute.
Single lead codebreaker.
You've got to be kidding me.
Lacey into the pin.
You've got to actually be kidding me. Oh, thank God. Now I know how you feel from Group A. Again, the Matrix dodge there, the clothesline. Deliver virtually gets tossed with the arm drag. Lacey looking to capitalize, but to get 1 count.
Pulls Liv towards the center of the ring.
Returning the face busters.
Yeah, it's
from
just
earlier in the round.
you could feel the disdain on that one. Shot
the
blocked.
right hook.
Yeah, shot blocked and returned off the ropes. Hip toss.
Another arm drag. I always confuse those two.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It looks like an arm drag. It looks like it should be an arm drag.
They look so similar. Go for a pin again. Liv, only one count on Liv so far. I have to give her credit there, considering she was hit with LeRae's finisher.
Fall into corner. Monkey flip.
Liv looking to capitalize, looking to shake off the attack from LeRae. Evans capitalizing, go with the trip.
Kicks
Again,
Liv in
taking
the head.
Lacey's really been just trying to send Liv to the floor every time. Goes for it.
The women's right lands. And that is a win for Lacey. Potentially giving the assist to LeRae.
I do have to give credit though. Liv shook off the attack from LeRae. That was a code breaker.
Yeah, we've seen both of the attacks, like, as effective as they were, been, you know, relatively shook off. Sami Zayn shook off.
Yeah, it doesn't
Gargano
seem as though they're targeting either one of us. They just seem to be in themselves, so to speak.
Yeah, it is, and we still don't quite know what happened to Carmella, but I think that is a separate instance.
We don't worry about Carmella. Don't worry.
Just hope physics has taken hold on her again, and she's no longer
physics never takes hold.
Skating around the universe.
I mean, she could just be the Silver Skater. Who knows? But as our first proper celebration of the evening.
Yes, minor technical difficulties on the first match.
As Lacey Evans dons her military past with the salute. As Lacey moves on, being the first female of Group B to get points. Not to be confused with Zelina Vega, who competed in Group A. It appears this time Andrade is here to compete.
Yeah, Selena coming with, hoping to coach Andrade to a win as well. Selena picked up 2 points last week.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy. Get as much help as you can. Not that Almas even needs it. I mean, Andrade is just a very skilled competitor in his own right.
We mentioned in Vega's match that Vega's sort of just the focusing point for Andrade, so he doesn't get distracted by other recreational activities, should we say.
That would be a very fair assessment. Still, a lot of people, I think, sleep on the experience on Andrade. Andrade is a third-generation wrestler. He started when he was 13. So he's had literally, let me just do the tally. I'm bad with maths. 13, carry the 8. 18 years experience in the ring. The son of the Brillante Luchador family. And not only that, I think his talent just speaks to itself.
Yeah, it's a fantastic talent Andrade is. Again, maybe only ever tripped up by his own attitude.
Even then, though, it must be noted Andrade won his first NXT championship by beating Drew McIntyre, who would become a future WWE champion. So I could definitely see a future World Championship contendership for Andrade.
Yes, I would very much like to see a future World Championship contendership for Andrade.
That would be a very, very good reign. And it appears I got the short straw. Looks like 2 of my picks.
Oh, yeah, it looks like you're guaranteed points here.
And let me just say, I think you know how much I love Lio Rush.
I have an idea.
This man, considering his age, is a bona fide talent. And is frankly, and I will say this, one of the best cruiserweights in the world.
A fantastic talent indeed.
Just broke out on the scene in 2014. Has not looked back since. He is your current, I forget which championship it is, but he is a champion for Major League Wrestling at the moment. I just battled Laredo Kid in what I may say was a very good match. I did have the time to spew it before this contest.
Now, we've had a couple hard-hitting brawls in our first two contests, but I feel like this one, the speed might pick up a bit in this match.
I think this could be definitely athletic and technical at the same time. You know, both very familiar with high-flying styles. Again, Andrade being from the luchador background, and Rush just being an incredibly agile young athlete. There you see proof of it.
It's driving the point of the head of Andrade into the mat on that headlock.
Lio Rush, in his own right, former cruiserweight champion. Back when the title was moved to NXT. Also the former representative of Bobby Lashley. Do you think perhaps he learned a bit of aggression from Lashley during that time?
It certainly seemed Lashley being a very good mentor to have.
Yeah.
Rolling Death Valley Driver straight into the cover.
Yes, beautiful technique, may I just add. Only one count, though. Lio Rush seems to be hastening the pace. Dramatically so.
Yeah, this is what we were saying about keeping the pace fast. Now just stalking Andrade, waiting for him to make a move.
It's very rare, I say, Andrade wants to slow the pace, but perhaps in this contest he wants to consider it.
I definitely think out of the two of them, Andrade probably works better in the slower pace.
I mean, in comparison, absolutely. You know, with cruiserweights, general pattern of attack has always been to go for the legs, you know, slow the pace down. Because their attributes really lend themselves to agility and acrobatics.
They're showing some of that aggression we were talking about.
Rush still leading the contest since the opening bell. Impressively so.
Rush managing to hold the momentum, goes to the top.
He's looking to capitalize where he couldn't previously. Taunting Andrade. Beautiful technique.
Excellent diving clothesline and just lays a shot in but gets caught.
Andrade now looking to perhaps slow the pace down just a little bit.
Taking things to the outside, gets caught, but holds on.
Yeah, I think he was going for perhaps the Spanish fly. He's seen that way. Lio using the ropes to his advantage. Was that the hammerlock DDT?
Oh, it was a Rainmaker DDT.
I thought it was a hammerlock for a second. Holy hell.
It certainly would have been an insult to do.
That would have been insult to injury for Andrade. Let's we go for it. Beautiful, beautiful kick there for the corner.
A lot of momentum behind that kick.
Yeah, you saw him do a little drift of sorts there, adding even more momentum.
Yeah.
Then you have just a carry through.
The
spin.
After all, force is mass times speed, and you might not have a lot of mass. You know, picking up that momentum definitely produces more speed.
Most definitely. Rush been dominant in this contest.
Heads to the top, looks for it. Andrade saw it coming, scouted it.
Well, you gotta think Andrade is used to the frog splash technique.
The hammerlock DDT.
There it is.
That could be it.
It could be dropped right on the head. Only a 2, though.
Yes, Lio Rush went for the man of the hour, got caught. I think Andrade's finally managed to put a stop to Lio Rush's momentum.
Probably for the better. Rush has been pretty dominant in the first nearly 5 minutes of the contest. Looks like a powerbomb. Looking to have powerbomb into the corner. Little buckle bomb right in front of Selena.
Buckle bomb lands Rush straight on between the shoulders. Trading shots now.
Andrade looking for a technique.
Is that a sleeper?
Sleeper. Trying to choke the life out of Rush. Counters with a stunner.
Just to battle his way out. Paintbrush off the ropes, reversed. Handspring. Cutter.
Eat your heart out, Will Ospreay.
Eat your heart out, Jay Lethal.
Eat your heart out, most of the indie industry.
What's
Beautiful
Rush looking for?
Beautiful kick to the back of the head.
Just wraps his foot around the skull of Andrade.
Again, it's the speed of it that really makes him dangerous. No, he doesn't have to carry a lot of weight to really make the sharpness of the kick work. Andrade going to capitalize on the outside.
It's speed, and I'd also say to a point with Lio Rush, it's accuracy. Like,
Oh, definitely. Rush knows where to place a kick.
This is another instance of that sentiment of these competitors are not used to 20 counts.
I mean, to be fair, though, it does seem as though... Ah, that might explain it. Only one count on the ropes there.
Rush having none of that, but will eat a Spike Hurricane Rana for it.
I think Rush might be a bit too prepared to deal with the ropes. Goes for the slap. Complete disrespect. Looks like he's going for it again. Yeah. We saw this kick earlier. Beautiful drift.
A windmill kick again.
He might be going for the technique again. Andrade counted it earlier. We could be seeing it.
Goes for a double stop instead.
Goes with the pin. And Selena was unable to stop that because the ref is just focused on the other side of the ring.
That's Kenny being very observant of the managers.
Looks like that's a beautiful modified Unprettier. Absolutely beautiful technique. Rush pulling out tricks on the back there. Showing he doesn't even need the man of the hour.
You saw him go for it there and get reversed.
There's the hammerlock.
And if Lio Rush wasn't so like dominant for most of that match, that hammerlock DDT probably would have been it.
Indeed, Rush was definitely showing the confidence that I knew he had when I drafted him for the tournament. Andrade, of course, cannot be undermined, showing strategy. That was the double foot stomp. Beautiful ring awareness to go to the pin. Especially since he landed halfway across from Andrade, but nevertheless, the man of the hour. He's gonna bask in the moment.
Yes. Andrade just not able to cut off the momentum of Lio Rush, and Lio Rush riding the momentum all the way to 2 points.
And a pretty damn demanding 2 points as well. Probably one of the most dominant performances we've seen so far.
I think Lio Rush has made himself out to be a man to keep an eye on throughout this tournament.
I definitely agree with that. Apparently all of my choices seem to be coming out recently.
And sticking with the men's side of the blocks.
A pretty ironic shirt choice for the evening.
Well,
But
Adam Cole
regard
has said that Adam Cole is Undisputed Era. Like,
that is true, but with the recent,
in spite of everyone else, in Adam Cole's mind, Adam Cole is the Undisputed Era.
and to be fair, Adam Cole is definitely one to look out for in wrestling in general. This young man has a lot of potential to go far in NXT. Let's not forget, former NXT champion, former inaugural North American champion, and former tag champ, making him, I believe, the first NXT Grand Slam champion.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
At least, wait,
he
no,
is the
can't
first.
be.
Was
He hasn't
that
got the cruiserweight. He hasn't got the cruiserweight yet.
I don't believe Cruiserweight Championship counts for the Triple Crown.
I mean, for the Triple Crown for Grand, he would, because he is technically under 205. Get on it, WWE. Get on it. Again, apparently all my reps have decided to come out early this season.
Yeah, I guess
At least
I suppose we've done our only like you versus me men's match tonight. I guess now it's all about
No, I
individual
definitely think we have one more. I hope we do.
Well, no, because this we both have.
No,
I don't know
no,
how many
'cause
picks we have on each side.
No. We have one more. We
What
have
else
one
do
more
we-
male match. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I double checked.
But we do
I
have
am
another.
surprised.
Yeah, we do have yet another match that's all yours. Just starting to build momentum, get points.
Two good athletes. What can I say? Like, on one hand, you have the former Olympian / should have been the son of Kurt Angle in Chad Gable.
Yes,
And the other, you have former Bullet Club member Adam Cole.
As we're going through your picks, we have seen a lot of athletic guys in your side. Where,
What can I say? I appreciate good athleticism and talent.
I feel like I have a bit more diversity in my picks.
Well, you know, I wanted to focus more on the future. Now, unlike you, I didn't draft Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
No,
I
Cole-
certainly have some talent that should very much be the future.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you, but I think I've got more of a focus on that. I say with Shelton Benjamin, but you know, Cole looking for an early pin here. Not even a 1 count in the first minute of the contest.
Would have been impressive though. Get a quick victory. Serve your energy.
I mean, if anyone could, it's Adam Cole, right? The man's familiar with a lot of different techniques. So there's a lot of different opponents. He's wrestled the showman style. He's wrestled the strong style. That's not to undermine Gable either. Gable's a fantastic athlete in his own right. Especially for his size. Gable with the running forearm.
Single leg drop kick there from Adam Cole. Throwing up the too sweet. We mentioned Bullet Club.
I mean, once a member, always a member. Even if you get super kicked out of it.
It is indeed Bullet Club for life.
There's quite a few former Bullet Club members in the thing. I believe we both drafted one member.
Yes, we had the old school versus the new school as our main event last week.
Wait, no, you drafted two then. I forgot you had. I thought you got Kenta.
Yep, I've got Kenta.
Okay, we're looking to wear down. We're having the head scissors. Going for the elbows. So 12 to 6s.
Up in the fireman's carry. Drops Adam Cole's chest across the ropes.
Here's the one thing I will say about both these men. These men both highlight the future WWE is not in the heavyweights. No, in like the whole heavyweight size.
Yeah, the world of wrestling used to be the land of the giants, and that is quickly becoming not the case.
Especially with Adam Cole and Chad Gable. I mean, these two, both technically cruiserweights. And yet, dominant. There's the Uso Hiroshi.
That's the brainbuster variant that Adam Cole likes to imply.
Even more dangerous than a brainbuster. Bone, a lot more solid than a wood.
Oh, super kick looks for the last shot, gets it. This could be
Beautiful
it.
Definitely could be. We see the last shot put away a lot of people. And Gable is no exception. Cole receives his first 2 points in a quite dominant win.
Chad Gable not, definitely getting some offense in there, but I feel like that might have been one of our most dominant wins so far.
I mean, in all fairness, it is Adam Cole, though.
Yes,
Cole is just a fantastic athlete.
Fantastic athlete. I think he has a lot of advantages going for this tournament.
Most definitely. Imagine, I know I'm doing hypotheticals here, but imagine Shawn Michaels versus Adam Cole.
That is a possibility for a main event.
And there's the chant. Maybe louder than Rusev Day. Hard to tell. But Cole embracing the audience here after a pretty good victory against Chad Gable. You know, when I heard you were drafting the women's division very carefully, this doesn't surprise me.
I mean, the Tamina train's got to come at some point, right?
Yes, I'm sure the Tamina trenchcoat train will happen at some point.
Why not? Why not in this tournament? Yeah, why not in this tournament?
Because 24. To be fair, no, I give you credit. She is the only 24/7 champion in the tournament. But
Don't actually know if that's true or not.
I believe it is. I'll have to double check. I'm not saying I have no faith in your choice. I'm just saying I have more faith in mine. Or, alternatively, I have faith in bowling with soup's taste.
I also agree with bowling for soup.
Precisely. We all know Alexa Bliss's accomplishments by now. A former SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion.
Pretty sure Bobby Roode won the 24/7 champion at some point.
Oh yeah, shit! I completely forgot about that. Don't worry, most of the audience probably forgot about that too.
If it's not our truth, most people have forgotten who has the 24/7 championship.
Jimmy Snuka, Cedric, Mike Kanellis. Come on, anyway, the contest is on the way. I guess you could call this a David versus Goliath match.
It's probably the closest we're going to get to one of those in this tournament, at least on this side of this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what the correct term would be for a female David versus Goliath, but
I mean, I feel like we can just say David versus Goliath. It's referring to a story, not like.
I know. I'm just wondering if there is one. You know what I mean?
This is my same problem I have with them trying to go. It's an Iron Woman's match. No, it's man derivative of human, not man derivative of gender.
Yes. There's your little match for the day. Is Alexa go over the stomp to their face,
and then raking at the face.
Oh. But, yeah, Tamina didn't like that. I Ranger.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough to stop Tamina that easily. Drop down.
Tamina go for the duck into the back elbow.
It's a Judas effect for some reason.
Why not? Did you know Tamina is secretly Chris Jericho in disguise? I have no evidence to support this claim. Go for the knee breaker. Tamina running off the ropes into the guillotine drop.
Drops the leg across the throat of Bliss.
Still better than Nia Jax's.
Most things is better than Nia Jax.
Please tell me she's not in the audience and gonna eat me. Please. Oh, thank God she isn't.
It's a neck breaker, dropping like the shoulder, the neck right over the shoulder.
Yeah, kind of a net breaker stunner. Tamina returning to Judas effects. Oh, but that'll be enough. Only a 1 count on Alexa Bliss.
Sledge to the back. Gets Bliss up. Fireman's carry for the counter.
You know, I forgot one of Bliss's other major accomplishments. She's the first women's champion to defend in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that's an accomplishment.
Like I said, I thought we weren't really going to acknowledge the Saudi Arabia stuff.
Only for that accomplishment. I won't acknowledge the match.
It's the only one that matters.
Yeah, that's the only statistic that matters. Alexa Bliss goes to the top rope.
I probably be to her feet.
Have my cross, not the wisest idea against Tamina, maybe.
Just
as she borrowed from Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Tamina borrowed a lot of techniques from the Hall of Fame division.
Full Boston Crab applied. Trying to take the base of the bigger woman.
I mean, it has won an MMA match before.
Yes, it is a legitimate submission. Which is
I wouldn't say legitimate.
Which is more than can be said for the Anaconda Vice.
Don't say that to CM Punk. Jesus Christ. So I'm getting killed by Nia Jax. You chose Phil Brooks. Jesus.
At least my death will be in a responsible way.
I'm not sure getting killed by the cult of personality is the way to go. Only a 1 count for Bliss on Tamina. As we approach the 5th minute of the contest. What's like the 4th minute?
Fisherman Buster.
That's a new technique for Bliss.
Pulls her out of the corner, goes for the cover.
Only a 2 count from the Fisherman's. Then again, to be fair, Sabina is Tongan.
Yes, toughest heads in all of wrestling are the Tongans.
Yes, all Samoan. Both are pretty darn strong. So perhaps the Brainbuster wasn't the way to go for the win, but there's another technique from the Hall of Fame division, super kicking.
And that super kick was enough to take the win.
Apparently the super kick straight is pulling out the station.
This was certainly an interesting contest. Both women showing plenty of solid offense.
Definitely good move to win the match with, I guess. Just knocking the wind out of Bliss's sails.
That fantastically executed Fisherman Buster. Not quite enough. Could have been the time taken to drag. It could have just been the strong heads of the Tongan. But yeah, that knockout shot, that super kick.
And Tamina with a very rare victory.
Could be the first call off the Tamina train.
Someone please tell Ross. I'm sure he would be excited.
That's Tamina getting 2 points. Her first match.
Ah, yes, a true member of the Hart Dynasty. The daughter of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Natalya making her way to the ring. The other thing, Natalya has quite a strong chance in this tournament, given her veteran experience.
Definitely something to be said about a veteran experience. But everyone, like a lot of the people that we would normally say are veterans, aren't used to this sort of wrestling style and aren't sort of used to this tournament style.
That is true, but remember, the Hart Dynasty has competed in Japan, so they might know what to expect here. And apparently it's a me versus me match. As of course, I had to bring in a little bit of nationalism with my choices.
Yes,
But to be fair,
cannot
was
blame you for
Paige.
picking Paige.
But I say, Paige was a high pick for both of us, I think. A very talented female competitor. I wrestled literally since a child. The subject of a movie, even. Directed by The Rock, of all people. Of course, made her main roster debut against AJ Lee, winning the Divas Championship on her first night on Raw.
We have seen how impressive as a competitive Paige can be.
Yes, these two know each other quite well as well. They have fought many a time in the past. Well, that was a long time ago.
As I was about to mention, the biggest problem we might have on Paige's side is ring rust.
I mean,
It
perhaps
has been a good while since we've seen Paige wrestle.
that is true, but I wouldn't really count Paige out. You know, out of these two competitors, Paige might be the more experienced.
Natty sending Paige straight to the outside.
That's the Neidhart style. Go in strong. Use your strength.
Wheelbarrow into the Quesadora.
Ah, yes, a classic Neidhart technique. Sorry, a classic Natalya technique, not a classic Neidhart technique. If Jim Amble Neidhart did that, I would be kind of impressed.
We're gonna bring it, mix up in some of the new school with the classic strategy of Natalya's offense. Just squatting Paige now as Natalya.
Yeah, show the strength of the Neidharts there, going with the suplex. Natty could be, theoretically, one of the strongest competitors in the female division of the tournament.
Certainly could be up there.
Shows for the cover. Ref got a bit too busy doing a circle.
And it's worth pointing out, Natty does seem to be attacking the head and neck of Paige.
Which is not a terrible idea, but you would have thought she'd go more for the legs. Being the inheritor, if you will, of the sharpshooter.
Yeah, but we know the history of neck injuries we have in Paige.
That is a very good observation.
Both women back into the ring. Saida suplex from Natalya.
With a Mongolian chop. Rebound suplex. Using one arm for the drop.
Just letting the momentum carry Paige over.
Looks like potentially. I thought it'd be a surfboard stretch of sorts. He's using the stomp on the legs. Did a jawbreaker.
knocks Paige off at the apron. Not wanting to waste any time getting back in, but Paige there managing to capitalize. Single leg crab.
Natalya able to kick out, however. You gotta think Titan Kid's watching from the back. Perhaps offered advice to Natalya going into the contest.
Natty by nature.
Yes, indeed, with the spinning. Natty by nature going for the pin. Only a 2 count. But as I was saying, you do have to think that due to the fact she is, I believe, married to one of the producers, perhaps she was able to get a little bit of advice going into the contest.
Paige now firing up. Managing to mount a flurry of offense.
Natalya rolling to the outside. Got a bit off guard from Paige.
Paige now with the shot taking Natty to the outside.
Paige not really wanting to fight on the outside though. They just want to keep it to the ring. Paige Turner. Paige Turner connects. Only a 2 count though.
Paige looking to follow up.
With the second of her techniques. Rampage.
But
Naomi.
From the other side of the bracket. Naomi's music playing.
Now Naomi actually won her match via interference. Of note. With Carmella. So perhaps there is a vested interest in Carmella and Naomi for Natalya to win. Hard to say.
Yeah, it's a potentially interesting faction forming here.
I don't really know what Naomi's particular beef with Paige would be. Going for the body slam. Only a 2 count. I'm just baffled by Naomi's Tron playing there.
Yeah.
It was under Paige's general manager position that Naomi won her first British Championship.
Maybe it's not. Maybe you're thinking of it wrong. Maybe it's not a Naomi has beef with Paige. Maybe Naomi and Natalya have a plan to get the two of them to be the final. Like they're both on different brackets, so just team up and get each other wins.
I guess. But like the look of it, Natalya going for the pin, only a 2 count. We'll have to see how that develops.
Still doesn't quite explain Carmella.
Yeah, I mean, nothing can explain Carmella.
Stretching the spine of Paige.
I mean, a sharpshooter definitely wants to wrench the back of the opponent, and not a terrible decision.
Yeah, it puts a lot more pressure on the back than it looks like.
As we approach the 8-minute mark of the contest, Natalya going with a pop of Hurricane Rana from the floor.
It's an impressive counter.
Definitely showing she's not just a Neidhart. I believe this is the longest contest we've had so far this evening.
It's certainly up there, and Paige just cranking at the neck. May even have a slight choke on. She chooses to relinquish it.
Looks like she's setting up. I don't know which technique. We're about to find out. Let's go for a suplex. Counted into the...
Dragon suplex into the bridge.
Natalya bringing in a lot of Japanese techniques to the table here.
Seems like Natalya's been studying.
Definitely. I think she was aware of the resemblance to G1 and thought maybe there's something to learn from the winners of that tournament. Definitely not a bad idea. Natty by nature into the corner.
Looks for the cover.
This could be it. Only a 2 count. Second Natty by nature, not able to put it away.
We are getting into the halfway point of this, the time limit on this contest.
But I think, what is Natalya planning? She's yet to pull out the sharpshooter. Perhaps now's the occasion. Counted into an enziguri.
Looks for it again. Second page turner of the night. Both women have now taken the other's signature twice.
Only a 2 count. Nearly a 2.9.
It's probably the closest fall we've had.
We could be seeing it again. There we go. Rampage. Rampage connects.
No distractions this time. But Natty's
still only a 2 count.
Natty's still able to power out. Neither woman giving up in this one.
Yes, this is our longest contest in Group B to date. We're hitting the 11th minute here.
Alabama slam.
These two very evenly matched, from the looks of it. I think she's finally going to pull it out of the arsenal. Sharpshooter locked in.
Finally gets the sharpshooter on. Paige looks like she's trying to fight it.
In the middle of the ring, though. Natalya breaks the hold.
Natty lets it go.
What is Natalya's plan here? Is she looking at it a different way?
Looks to readjust, but that readjustment, that readjustment seems to have cost her.
That was a... I perhaps wouldn't have worried about adjustment. Especially if it would have guaranteed the lockdown, you know what I mean?
I guess she just didn't think she had it in properly, so felt the need to readjust, but...
Strange choice as we approach the 12th minute.
Seems to have given Paige far too much time to recover.
Cover. Pin. Paige was hoping Paige be too tired and wore down there. Only a 2 count. Gets into the headlock. Wrenching on the neck.
Again, we mentioned the history of neck injuries of Paige, so that's even worse than you think it is.
Yeah, that's twice as effective. Perhaps a better plan than the sharpshooter. Perhaps why she went with Natty by Nature's.
Neckbreaker hung on the ropes.
I say Paige returning with neckbreaker of her own. Goes with the pin. 2. Only a 2 count again.
Neither woman giving an inch here.
Yes, these two are definitely evenly matched, one could argue. Reversal into a reversal.
Crucifix into the pin.
2. Still only a 2 count. In the 13th minute.
Gets her up.
Another squatting suplex. Perhaps not the wisest technique As it's wasting a few extra seconds.
Wasting extra time, wasting extra energy, but maybe Natalya's just trying to show that she can keep going, that she can go the distance.
I don't think you have to prove that, though. That's the thing.
In the end, who is she proving it to?
Definitely not me. I think, I'm well aware of Natalya's strength and endurance, but
both women putting brakes on the other's offense. Paige now.
Just wrenching the head and throwing it to the ground.
It's
Another sleeper.
It's that almost
chin
bulldog.
lock.
Yeah, that sort of bulldog choke on. But not sitting out on it, so it's not quite as much of a choke.
I can now confirm this is the longest match in round 1 on both sides at the moment.
Butterfly suplex. Paige ain't taking any of it.
Paige gets countered for the attack, gets thrown over the shoulder.
Back body drop. And that one Paige did feel.
Yeah, kick to the spine, flush with the bone. Natalya believes that will end it.
Goes for the cover.
Credit to Paige for someone we were worried about ring rust. Not feeling the effects.
Yeah, putting on the longest match so far. And
Paige turner number 3.
Another Paige turner. The hat trick might do it.
At first, she don't succeed as Paige picks up the victory.
What has probably been our best contest so far.
Definitely if we go by length. Hitting the 50th minute nearly. It took 2 rampages.
3 Paige turners.
Yeah, nearly a 3rd rampage if it wasn't counted by Natalya, like I think it was.
Yeah,
I think Natalya was able to push up. Let's get into the knee position, but nonetheless, Paige with an impressive victory in her first match back.
Yes, any doubts on ring rust has definitely been put to rest, I think.
It took a lot to put the daughter of Jim the Avant Neidhart down, but he finally did it.
That's Paige scoring herself 2 points in a very hard-hitting contest. Well, we had a couple matches in the men's division that were your guys versus your guys, and now for one that's 2 of my competitors.
Yes, and ironically 2 that I wanted for my drafts, but okay, well, also one I really wanted and then one I would have liked.
Yes, I'm very glad I picked one of my picks when I picked it.
Yes, I'm still only a little annoyed. A little. I swear it's only a little. But regardless, even though he wasn't on my radar, I have to give credit for the drafting of Aleister Black for the tournament.
As the striking man from Amsterdam, rising from the smoke, looking to carve his way through this tournament.
Yeah, you have to wonder one thing. Are we seeing Aleister Black, or perhaps are we seeing Tommy End? Or are we seeing both men?
It gets to the point where you have to question what is the difference.
I don't really know, to be honest, but I think Tommy End perhaps a bit more vicious. A bit more willing to use the environment, a bit more willing to use a weapon or 2. Regardless, Black's list of opponents, numerous, long, and very, very decorated.
Interesting wearing the tower, so potentially emblematic of the numerous fights that this tournament is going to involve. But tower also sometimes representative of misfortune, so
here's the thing though,
very interesting choice of a card.
Towers can definitely crumble. And admittedly, this was the one I wanted.
It's not sure why it's playing Sheamus's music.
Apparently the two have made amends, potentially. But there is a whole world of credit I could give to the former Claudio Castaglioli, aka Antonio Cesaro.
Cesaro.
But I feel that list's been, already dished out.
One of my best picks, I think, is Cesaro.
Quite frankly, I agree. One of the strongest men in modern wrestling. One of the most talented, decorated. One of the best Europeans in wrestling too, hailing from the Swiss Alps.
I've not heard a single person backstage who says they're not a fan of Tony.
Most definitely. It's unfortunate. I don't believe Cassius Ohno is backstage. I hope he is, potentially. To see his former tag team partner do what he can in this tournament. The match is underway. Cesaro taking the immediate advance with a suplex. And early on demonstrated their strength, just deadlifting Black off of the floor.
Next deadlift into the good right and suplex, powering Black into the corner. Giving no quarter is Cesaro.
Both these men, former NXT competitors, former challengers to the NXT Championship.
Clean
Cesaro
break in every way that's legal, but goes straight into the offense. Does get caught though.
Yes, Aleister Black, a former NXT champion, having beaten Andrade, who competed earlier tonight. Trying to remember who Black lost it to. I want to say Adam Cole, but I don't think it was. Or was it Ciampa?
I don't remember.
I think it might have been Ciampa. I'm going to go with that, and if I'm wrong, someone can point that out.
We saw some of that striking expertise from Black, but gets caught into a snap suplex.
Yes. Speaking of the title history of Black, we should note that Cesaro also challenged for the NXT Championship. I believe it was against... I want to say it was Sami Zayn. I'd have to double check on that one, to be honest. But also of note, Cesaro did fight William Regal during his NXT run. Aleister now wearing out the arm.
Trying to take out some of that power from those uppercuts.
You gotta think these two men are from a completely different background of sorts. One more the suplex, one more the striking prowess.
Yeah, military press gutbuster.
This is Cesaro's main deal, really.
And these strikes are Aleister's.
As is that trademark moonsault from the ropes. But yes, this is a true European contest, as you mentioned earlier. Black going for the pin, only a 2 count. As Black and Nato Holland. And Cesaro from Lucerne, Switzerland, going for the European uppercut.
A very European uppercut, goes for the pin. But only a
also,
2.
Again, showing the strength. Look how high he sent Black. He sent Black higher than the blinking top rope. Going for the sharpshooter he inherited from Tyson.
Just too close to the ropes.
Again, I have to ask, do you think Tyson Kidd is backstage? I mean, his wife is here and his former tag team partner and one of his best friends as well in Group B.
It's very possible he is floating around backstage. Right? Us in our ethereal commentary booth don't get to see too many people who don't get to see everyone who's back there.
That is true. Ironically, both these men actually had the same trainer, both trained by Cassius Ohno, but also Mike Quackenbush, who was a member of Jakarta, if I'm not mistaken. So I gotta think, perhaps Cassius is backstage as well. He's rooting for both men.
Yes, I expect these two to put one hell of a show on, which they're gonna have to after the last match, I think.
I mean, they have the training to do it. Beautiful running knee, V-trigger-esque for Black.
It's these moments where we see where we were saying that yes, both men can stand and fight and strike, but Aleister is going to have the advantage if it's purely striking.
Black having a go at the ring. Warming up the kicks, perhaps.
Taking a few practice swings before laying that one into Cesaro and another very European uppercut.
Gives me goosebumps every time I see him fly. There's a 2. Only a 2. From the very European. I do wonder if Cesaro is keeping the Gotch neutralizer of his hidden. Perhaps not for very long.
Oh, instead, once again, going back to the sharpshooter.
Tyson Kidd smiling backstage. Immediately countered by Black.
It's Aleister a bit too much leg strength for that sort of hold.
Yes, I think Black perhaps expected the sharpshooter.
Oh, this is looking bad for Cesaro, setting it up.
Picking up the legs, Black Mass, right on the chin. It's a hell of a kick, and it's given Aleister the win against Cesaro this evening.
Yes, it's a hell of a knockout shot, even as someone with the strength of Cesaro, you know. Strength's worth everything until you're unconscious.
Yeah, when you're kicked in the jaw, even the strongest men have a glass jaw. That's just how it is. There's the cutter. Eat your heart out, Osprey. But as I was...
Second uppercut.
As I was saying, though, it only takes one well-placed strike to win a match. I believe Aleister figured out where to plant the Black Mass.
Yes, Aleister Black with one of the best well-placed strikes in the... I want to say in the tournament. Maybe even the business.
I would probably say the industry. Especially for its win rate. For the former NXT champion Aleister Black winning his first round contest this evening. Man, does that Tron look good in the nighttime. Something about fire that just gets the heart pacing.
Yes.
Speaking of
night has fallen and the ember and the moon comes out.
Pretty ironic name choice, considering the time of day, but I can't really say much bad of Ember Moon, aka the former Athena. One of the best female performers in NXT history.
Yes, and currently one half of the first of the new NXT Women's Tag Championships.
I'd say not inaugural.
Yes,
You're
not
using that for Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, I believe.
yes, but did win it in the first actual match for it.
And speaking of former tag champs, a former women's tag champion in the form of the Pirate Queen, Kairi Sane, sporting her familiar attire straight from Japan.
Yes, when we saw these two were in the same block, we thought that these two might have wrestled before, but the closest they've got was a fatal four-way match. These two have not seemed to have met in singles action before.
Yes, I think they've had a few blows. The only occasion has been multi-person contests. I'm excited for this one. I'm even putting the fact that my choice is coming down to the ring out of the way for this. That this is a very exciting prospect. You have two very good high flyers, two very good strikers against one another. And an East versus West matchup that should be pretty good. You gotta think that Kairi is hoping to win Ruby to potentially fight Oscar. You know, two former friends, two still friends, I guess.
That is very much a possibility for the finals, although Oscar is currently down 2 points.
That is true, but there's every bit to make up in round two. Looking like we're going for some chain wrestling. Ember taking the advantage, going behind the opponent. Slow to the ground, go for the headlock. And overall winning the exchange.
Which is the point kick to the midsection, runs in for a dropkick.
As I mentioned, these two very similar style, both strikers, both high flyers. Not as much as people like Lio Rush, but definitely willing to take it to the top rope.
And we like to talk about clash of styles, but sometimes the best matches are when both wrestlers fight similar styles.
Yes, especially when they're two people as talented as Sane and Moon.
Double knees into the corner.
I will bring up the point of ring rust for Kairi Sane, who has not competed since teaming with Asuka.
Yeah, but we brought up ring rust with Paige, and Paige had even more ring rust than Kairi did. So it does. So
That is true, but counterpoint in Group A, Samoa Joe's ring rust caused him to lose to Benjamin in his first match. So I think you still gotta wonder.
it's always something that could be a factor.
Kairi taking a lead now, going for the knee drop into a pin. Kairi not experienced in G1 style tournaments, but you gotta think she's perhaps seen a few in her time as a spectator, or at least she knows the rule set.
Yes, maybe not used to the G1 specifically, but 20 counts and all the other sort of Japanese style rules definitely more suited for Kairi.
Yeah, it plays into her wheelhouse, pun intended.
Takes control into the corner, maybe looking for those knees again. No cartwheel.
Misses the clothesline. I think the cartwheel pretty much a signpost is going to happen.
Kairi's setting something up.
She's excited. She's in the mood.
A sliding D. Looks to follow up.
Good. I think she might be with a good elbow. Lovely moonsault, though. She's going up again. She's not content with one high-risk maneuver.
And now,
there we go.
For the insane elbow, the exclamation point.
The best elbow drop in the business. Quite frankly. She goes for the pin, perhaps enough to put Moon away. Only a 2 count.
Yes, if you saw there was a few moments of hesitation after the move before the cover. Kairi exhausted from running up and down the ropes twice. Might have been enough time for Ember to recover.
Still fantastic athleticism on the half of Sane here. Definitely driving from Moon.
Ember looking to fire up. It's a clothesline.
Into a second. Single leg drop kick. You gotta think both of these athletes well versed in top rope maneuvers.
This time gets the cartwheel clothesline.
Only a 2 count for the clothesline. I think we know what Moon is going for. Essentially. Apparently went for an elbow drop of their own. Missed the opportunity.
Double palm strike to the stomach. Winding Moon sending to the corner into a spear.
Zayn definitely focusing a lot on the stomach, just trying to get the oxygen out of Moon. Not a terrible tactic, could lead to a knockout victory.
She's looking for it again. This time,
misses it.
Ember scouts it.
That's gonna hurt. Elbow to turnbuckle is never, ever comfortable. The third attempt, second successful of the cartwheel elbow. So clothesline.
Ace gut wrench suplex. Goes to the cover.
Only a 2 count. Moon yet to pull out the total eclipse. But that might become a reality very shortly. Goes for them.
Goes for a meteora.
I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, goes for a meteora. Doesn't get it.
I think perhaps just didn't go far enough.
Moonsault knees up.
It's a small package.
And another roll up, but in the ropes.
Kairi now perhaps looking to take this to the outside. Or maybe just to get some breathing room. Both not a terrible way to go.
Yes, can't be pinned on the outside and do have some time to work with.
As Corey Graves seems to be explaining something very important to Michael Cole.
Yes, I'm sure Michael Cole has made some sort of mistake that Corey Graves is trying to explain.
Yes, meanwhile Byron's just happy to be there.
Yeah, that's pretty much Byron Saxton's role.
It's almost as if we're psychic. Kairi looking to set it up. Third attempt.
Yeah, 50-50 so far.
66% success rate on the elbow.
Looks to
But
follow
catch
up from the sliding D.
another moonsault attempt.
And again, Moon gets the knees up.
Sane needs to just hit the elbow, perhaps.
Yeah, stop going for the double finish and just take the sliding D into the insane elbow.
The 75% success rate on the cartwheel clothesline goes to the pin. Not even needing the total eclipse.
Yes. In the end, Ember saving the eclipse, not pulling out her biggest shot.
So they went for a wear down strategy. Use some of Kairi Sane's recklessness to their advantage. Kairi was smart there, going for the small package. Only a 2 count though. As Ember Moon wins the first 2 points for her tournament standing. We get to see anyone draw.
We haven't had any draws yet.
So far, fascinating dominant performance by Ember Moon. Hopefully she can keep that going into round 2. Now, you mentioned earlier you didn't think we had one more versus match. But let me reassure you, the prize fight is most definitely on my team.
Yes, KO versus KO. In our final match of the men's side of the B block.
Yes, this is a match I've been looking very much forward to. You know how much I love Kevin Owens, but this match, when I saw that this was the thing that was going to happen, God, my Ring of Honor brain just tingled. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely feels like throwback to old school Ring of Honor.
Indeed, I believe both Kevin Owens and Kyle O'Reilly, his opponent this evening, have fought for not the NXT, I'm being delusional, for the Ring of Honor Championship. I could be wrong on that. But I must admit, this is a very enticing contest. You have a lot of stock in Kyle O'Reilly, I believe.
I first picked Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly's been very impressive recently.
I cannot deny that at all. Still, I am tantalized by this being a contest. I believe the last time these men fought in singles competition might have been 2014. 7 years ago. They have teamed up recently, however. I believe at War Games. What was that versus?
I believe that was opposing sides.
Yes.
It was UA versus Team Ciampa.
Oh, yes, it was. So these men do have history. Singles history, not as much, but many Ring of Honor fans in the audience. It's worth being excited.
And seemingly appropriately for the Ring of Honor thing, we're pulling the kill chance out. Kevin Owens.
We're definitely going to see some of their more trusted techniques. Both men very, very, strong when it comes to expertise. Owens perhaps a bit more than Riley, but Riley's had a lot of advice in his corner. He's had Bobby Fish by his side. He's got Roderick Song, the Messiah of the Backbreaker. As I'm saying this, Owens looking for the cannonball senton from the top.
Yeah, Yes, connecting straight with the back of Kyle.
Spine to spine. Not a soft landing. But as I was saying, you also got to think, despite their disagreements, Kyle might have learned something from Adam Cole. Another senton third of the match. Owens putting all of his weight onto Kyle.
Stomping on the knee after that dragon screw. Now Kevin Owens looking to do the same.
Yes. Both of these men raised in the Ring of Honor, School of Hard Knocks, I guess you could say. Yes, I have just double checked that last contest was in 2014. Kevin Steen winning all of the singles matches in the past with a 3-0 win over Riley. So perhaps this is Riley's opportunity to get a 3-1.
It appears this match has even more stakes than we were aware of. Maybe looking for the
Yes.
armbar. Looking for the armbar and the knee bar.
Impressive submission. But yes, their first contest singly, Survival of the Fittest 2010. So hopefully Riley can pick up the victory.
Yes, I certainly would like that. Let's go for the armbar again.
I still have the bank on the expertise of Owens. See, aware of the submission, just go with the strikes. Owens much of a powerbomb guy, but still got a strong punch on him.
Yes, if we're calling advantages, I think we can definitely give the technical edge to Kyle O'Reilly, with a bit more of the power game to Kevin Owens.
And I think psychologically, Owens is in the driving seat. I mean, you've beaten your opponent 3 times in a row, so surely you can do it again.
But we've also seen like losses like that light fires under people. Like sometimes that can be the thing that makes you drives you to win. But we see a Vader bomb and now looking to follow up.
That is very true. Since their last encounter, pop-up power bomb. Returning to old techniques. As Owens once again winning against Riley, cementing a 4-0 winning streak.
We saw that very early in the contest, the back-to-back collision.
Yeah, beautiful top rope cannonball senton. But this was the move that won the match, the pop-up powerbomb. You said about mass and speed, gravity. Gravity definitely has a big effect.
A lot of forces at play on that move, and again, that move also targeting the back. Seemed like it, but Kevin Owens definitely seeming to have a game plan there.
Yes, Kevin Owens, I think, planned ahead, realized who the opponent was, and just capitalized on it. And in a very dominant victory, too, for Owens, winning his first 2 points in Group B.
Well, there is less stakes in our main event tonight, as both are my picks.
But what stakes aren't in play, there is a sense of a dream match. Very specifically for this lady right here, Sasha Banks.
This is the Dream Max plays. There is always points on the line. There is, early in the contest, every set of points you can get matters. Regardless if you're on the same draft team or not.
But yes, Sasha Banks, related to Snoop Dogg, a wrestling fan from a young age. And tonight gets to battle one of the people she fell in love with in terms of wrestling. And a woman that inspired a lot of the women's division as we know it today.
One of the women that definitely laid the groundwork for the women's revolution.
I don't think we have to explain much about the talent of Lita. From debuting as one of Godfather's hoes, she has built herself a legacy. And her performances at events like the Royal Rumble so that she has kept in good shape. So perhaps she's prepared for this match very specifically.
Again, this is a very unique tournament for what it is, and it's one of those things that pulls legends out of retirement. Like,
Indeed, it's a very old school, new school.
you think you've done it all until something new comes up.
And Lita just wanted to take that opportunity. Crowd definitely on the side of Lita, it sounds like.
Well, we did hear the roar for Shawn Michaels, and even in a losing effort, the crowd were behind the returning legend, and I can imagine the same place here.
True, I'm hearing a lot of boos though whenever Sasha hits a move. Crowd definitely showing a lot of respect for the former member of the Hardy Boys. She nails that tornado DDT. Maybe she's brought out a lot in the past.
Sasha now, Boy strikes, sends Lita off the ropes.
Defense press into rapid punches to the face.
It's raining down shots, looks for the pin, not even a one.
But that's the thing, putting down a legend, you need to bring everything out of your toolbox. Because even if they haven't wrestled, they know what's happening in the world of wrestling. They know what to expect. And on top of that, they don't even have to worry about injuries for the most part. They just have to worry about training.
Yes, this is a bit more of a special example there, though, as this is a tournament. And injury early on could be absolutely devastating.
That is definitely true.
Got toe hold, gets Sasha against the ropes. Lita taking the opportunity.
Not letting up at all. Smashing Sasha's head against the turnbuckle. Apparently Bayley
also not drafted.
Bayley seems to have perhaps settled the differences with Sasha. Goes to the pin. Grab the tights.
Twist of fate.
Courtesy of Matt Hardy. Goes to the pin. Looks like Bayley's here to stay.
Looks like Bayley and Sasha have reconnected.
Very fascinating choice. There's the Lita moonsault. Yes, it is good to see two of the former horsewomen Together again.
It's interesting. Bailey's the one here trying to out here trying to rekindle. As she was the one that, you know, sort of stabbed Sasha in the back this time.
Perhaps she realized Sasha's playing in with the audience's dislike for her. You know, you don't have the crowd on your side, so having someone is better than no one. Reverse twist of fate. Sasha seeming to have developed a new energy since Bailey came out to support her. Clothesline into a second clothesline, into a single leg drop kick.
Bouncing the spine of Lita off the turnbuckles.
Lita's gotta be careful.
Single leg crab, but right in front of Bailey.
That's why I say she's gotta be careful. Bailey could just grab the hand and put Sasha to the ropes. Referee probably would not be able to see it. But you can't let a message spoil your chances. Goes for the net breaker. Only a 2 count.
High angle on that cover, but not enough.
Now we have seen the bank statement win a few matches. Perhaps Sasha's finding a time to pull it off.
Again, just bouncing Sasha off the turnbuckle.
Yeah, she's gone very familiar with the turnbuckle. She's been 20 times familiar with the turnbuckle.
Backstabber rolls through into the bank statement.
This is what I was saying. Just wait for a moment to get the technique and just wrench it in. Choking the air from Lita. Sasha letting go.
Potentially Lita clawing at the fingers, figured it'd be easier to just go for the cover.
I just realized she choked her opponent out and just wanted to capitalize.
See the twist of fate. Only getting a 2.
There was the moonsault. Vintage Lita technique.
Also only getting a 2.
There was a reverse twist of fate. Lita overall dominant. But it seemed as though perhaps Bailey's appearance helped motivate Sasha to win. Simply basking in the moment. Seem to have settled their differences.
This certainly is an interesting development. Sasha winning with some semblance of help from Bailey.
Indeed, this could be something to look out for. Having that person in the corner definitely advantageous. Well, with that match comes the end of Group B. We again have a 5-way tie for first place in both the male and female divisions, with Adam Cole, Lio Rush, Rusev, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Lacey Evans, Sasha Banks, Tamina, Paige, and Ember Moon, all with 2 points, heading into round 2. It's anyone's game to play for, Alex.
Yes, next week we will go back to the A block action as we have a lot on the line as we start getting into the more significant scores. People looking to pick up their first wins, or people looking to take leads.
Yes, you want to make sure to take the lead early and just keep it going. It's very good psychologically, put you in the right place of mind. But until then, it's been me, Mr. Radox, with my associate Alex Angel, signing off from the tournament.
Ta-ra.
Take care.